Aloha, beautiful souls. Skyra from Sovereign Vision. If you're on the path to awakening, or on the healing path, or in the process of cleaning out your body with a different diet, if you are on the process of clearing your body of trauma, your trauma and ancestral trauma, if you're beginning to understand the law of one, about the illusion that we have been sold, and that is breaking down every moment, this is the channel for you. I'm going to cover all different aspects of awakening to our higher self and the illusion and the movement into New Earth and the embodiment of that. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story. I've been talking about, the last video I posted was health sovereignty. And excuse me if my video is choppy at some points, but I just want to speak from my heart. I don't like to do editing and make things all flashy. I'm just coming to you straight from as I'm speaking to a friend. And so I know that many people are waking up to health, true health and wellness, and the way to heal your body and detox and changing your diet and going into raw foods, which is wonderful. I mean, that is most definitely one of the pathways to awakening, and to knowing that we're cleaning up our body temple, and that we are bringing more light into our body by losing the dark, dense energy that's stuck in our body, literally in our colon and our bowels, and our cells. And so yes, cleaning out your body is absolutely pretty much mandatory if you want to go deep into the healing process on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Because, and that's kind of what I want to speak to you about today, is and I have I'm going to put a link to health sovereignty, cellular detoxification, a webinar I did with Food Forest Abundance that spoke a little bit about my journey and where I came from. Very sick. 2015, 2016. I'm not going to go into the details here, but that was part of my awakening process, and cleaning out my body was the first stage for me to begin to loosen up my emotions, to begin to feel, to get in my body, because I lived outside of my body most of my life from trauma. And so what I want to speak today about is the different aspects of health that need to be addressed beyond our food or what we're putting in our body and on our body. And if you're interested in knowing more about health and wellness and detoxification, and cleaning out your body, mold, bacteria, parasites, all of that, sign up to my mailing list in the comments. In the description, because I'm going to have a subscription group launching very soon that will go deep into all of those aspects. So by far, the biggest step I made in my healing was to heal my physical body of many different diseases and disorders and diagnoses through changing my diet. But I had to go into a very deep diet. I don't say the word diet. It was a lifestyle change. And that's the thing, is that diets are temporary. It's like a worldly thing. Let's do a diet for a week and let's lose 5 pounds so I can feel better. And then I'll go back and I'll eat the same way I did before. And it's just a cycle and it keeps happening. And really it's the surface. It's a surface healing. It's not true. The way to truly heal, we have to go root deep. We've got to go all the way in. And that means through our body, through our emotions, feeling the pain, and having a connection to spiritual, to God, source, divinity, whatever it is, your higher power. That is the connection from our heart and our womb space and our hara for men. All of these come together and connect together for the full healing, the soul healing. So I did the deep detoxification. I was on pharmaceuticals for many years. I had had several accidents, and it helped immensely. I started feeling so much better. I started being able to have my voice activated, started taking more risks with my life, but in a way that was more soul aligned. But there's stages to healing. There's stages, and some people do I find that some people work on their trauma and their emotional state, and the spiritual, and then they go into the food and the detoxification, or the opposite. It depends on your own soul path. There's no way. It's just however it happens in the beginning. For me, it was my health was so bad that I could barely walk. So that was obviously where I needed to start. And the spiritual connection has always been there for me. It was always there, but it was lost from years and years of pharmaceuticals and alcohol and pills. And so all of that had to leave my life, all of it. And so we think we're done. We think we have arrived when we get to a certain level, and that becomes like the bypassing. That becomes where we think we're better than everybody else, and we have ascended. we have become enlightened, and then the deeper work works. That starts the ego, the shadow work, the things that we don't want to see, the feelings we don't want to feel. And the patterns that keep repeating in our life are an indication of what needs to heal. And it's generally our thought processes and our trauma from our own life and our ancestors that have inherited over generations. So the food and the diet and the changing of the diet is wonderful to move energy in the body and to start releasing the emotions and the trauma. And then it goes into the working on the ego patterns, and then bringing in the deep trust and discernment and becoming more authentic and walking in more of our truth. To be fully embodied within and without. One of the things that I noticed in my own healing process was my breathing. I breathed really shallow from many years of PTSD trauma, and I didn't bring that oxygen into my body. And if there's one thing that you can do today to shift your life and shift your perspective is to stop reacting to everything outside of you and stop and get in the now and take a deep breath through your nose and hold it and release. And another deep breath in your mouth, through your mouth. I'm sorry, through your nose. And sometimes we have to release rage and anger. And it's all okay. Let it go, let it be released, and know that there's no one path to our healing, but you follow your inner guidance. And you follow what feels right, and you know the truth already inside. The one thing that you can do before we react and get triggered, or we decide to do something that we know is against what our soul is here for, stop and breathe. Have a beautiful day.